All right. So this is story number 2 on Christmas Eve in 2018, and I'm sitting in front of a window, and I like to look out the window sometimes. That's what I do when I talk. I'm going to share a funny story with you. I hope that it inspires you. My intention is to inspire your brain to think a little bit differently and let this story just kind of open up your heart a little bit. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Elizabeth, and that was me. And she had a really cool family that took her camping every year. Camping is a fun thing to do if you like to be near nature. I love to be in nature. It's my favorite thing. I respect nature, and I love the way the trees look, and I love to be near nature. And when you go camping, you get to do fun things like sleep outside under the stars. You get to kind of wear, boots and get a little bit dirty, and you get to take a hike, and you just live in nature. Even though it's pretty hard for me as a human to live in nature all the time, I just want to make sure that I give you the information correctly. This is the 70s. This is when we didn't have car seats. We didn't have a lot of child parenting rules that we have today. I'm very young. I am 6. And I am with a group of people with my brother and 3 other children from another family. And we decide that we are going to walk with a large inner tube that kind of goes in a tractor trailer. And we're going to take the inner tube to the creek, which is like a river to us. It's super cold. It's the water that comes off the mountain and goes into the Truckee Reservoir. And we're going to ride the inner tube down the creek. It was loads of fun. It was all fun until we realized that there was a bridge, and that in order for us to survive, we were all going to have to either hit the bridge or jump off. So as we hit the bridge, the inner tube nestles into a corner, and people fall off backwards, and I fall off inside. So I'm underneath the gigantic inner tube, and I can't reach my hand over it, and I can't do anything to get myself out from underneath. The bush is in the way. There's a bridge in the way, and it's the water's pulling. There's like almost a tide to it. I'm cold, and I realize, and I remember vividly in the moment, that it would just be easier to give up. It would be easier when you're drowning. Drowning is a really easy thing to do. You just want to give up. Right about the time that I took my last breath and I was about to inhale the water, I felt a hand reach down and grab the back of my bathing suit and put me on top of the inner tube, the largest inner tube, which is now warm and hot and sunny because it's out in the sun. And I was rescued, and I could have drowned that day. I easily could have drowned that day, but I did not. And we sort of went about our day. We sort of just didn't even think about it. The trauma that happened to me that day was just another day in the woods. It was just another day of kids playing. We went back to our campground. We probably roasted marshmallows. We sat around the fire. I probably melted the back of my coat and some tennis shoes. That was me. I love to, sit by the fireplace. It's not a silly thing, though, to almost drown. And it's not even much of a miracle when somebody feels like that they can care about you enough to save you. I mean, for a child who was barely older than me at only 11 to care about me, he was a pretty advanced young man to care about me, and he was clearly just a family friend. I didn't think much about it, but I always knew that he saved my life. I always knew that the time that we spent camping was very special. Years later, years and years and years later, I would get a call. I would get a call from the boy that saved my life. And he said to me, I'm in the hospital and I almost died. I was in a very horrible hate crime where I was shot in the face. Somebody shot him point blank in a very close range in the face and also in the leg, and he lived. He was in the hospital and he lived. He said that when he was in the hospital and he was going to die, he said that an angel came to him. And the angel said to him, "You get to live because you saved Liz's life." He saved another life, so he got to live. Well, when I heard that, that alone is really incredible. The story of having to live through being shot in the face. Being shot is just horrible. Guns and hate crimes are horrible. But for him to tell me that he saw an angel and that he got to live seemed really remarkable. Well, you know what else happened during that exact same time that he had called me? I had a baby. And this baby was a baby girl. And I knew this baby was born on my friend's birthday. And, you grow up with people that you hardly ever see, and you don't have ties to them. It's not like, you have, as a child, any other incentive to be friends with them except for that you learn. You're a child, you're learning, and you're lucky to have friends. He saved my life, and the angel said that would be enough, and it saved his life. And I was really excited to tell him that I had a baby. That was also a miracle. So it was like 3 miracles to that story. It reminds me of Christmas Eve, which is today. And today I'm sharing all my stories as a gift to you and to the world, and to get them from my heart as a thank you gift to my Savior, Jesus. And I just thought it would be fun to start with the angels and the miracles in real life, not just my dreams, but things that have actually happened to me. I want to just send out positive love and gratefulness today, and I hope that you believe. When Elizabeth and Mary saw the angel, it didn't make their life magically better, and it didn't stop things from happening, but it did help them to understand that they were still blessed and they were never alone. And isn't that the real trouble that we have, is that we wonder why we go through these hardships. Why are these things happening to us? And I'm here to say that I think that we are here to help each other, that each time we do something that helps another person, the reward is so great for the Creator who created us, that He's so proud of us like a parent, that we took care of each other and we loved each other, that reward is just waiting for you when you need it. It's just sort of this beautiful drink of water when you're thirsty, and it comes to you when you need it the most. I don't call it any other name except for love. And I generalize it because it's hard to explain, but I just wanted to share that story with you today, and it's the first of many stories to come. What's important is on the inside. What's important is what you know in your heart, and what you know, you know. So have a good day, and Merry Christmas.